Every cricketer is famous for something. Some are famous for their antics off the field, like Umar Akmal's hilarious social media posts. A few are famous for both their antics on and off the field, like Akmal's compatriot Irman Khan, whose political career and Playboy image are equally as famous as his brilliant captaincy and clutch all-rounder abilities.
Victory it is! Pakistan win the World Cup, and Khan has led his side to victory. What a great victory!
Most, however, are famous for what they do on the pitch. Sticking with the Pakistani theme, we're talking about Wasim Akram, a legendary pacer who swings the ball quite well.
From that list, Wasim Akram is on a hat-trick.
There are so many examples like this. We can talk about ABD and his 360 shots.
Under the pump straight away.
This is Mr. 360. This is what he's about.
Dhoni and his iconic stumpings.
And he gets the wicket.
Jonty's impossible catches, or Tugga's ice-cold attitude. But there are some cricketers who just aren't at the level of these legends. But there is one aspect of the game where you'd be hard-pressed to find people as good as them.
Knows he can only just get a hand to it, but look at that for concentration.
Mustafizur Rahman, the cutter master, is one of those cricketers.
And he's got him bowled.
A player who's considered to be one of the greatest death-over bowlers of all time.
Spectacular is that Mustafizur.
The fizz and the arm speed is massive in it. Because he gets that wrist into such an awkward position, he's able to get drop and a little bit of perch.
Only the great Tim Southee has more wickets than him in death overs in T20 internationals. What performance earned him this reputation? How does he keep performing at this level? This is Sportica, and today we'll take a look at how the Fizz became the deadliest death over bowler. You don't just earn the nickname Cutter Master for nothing.
Taken.
The off-cutter was played in the air, and have a look at this grab.
Mustafizur Rahman is one of the greatest bowlers in the history of Bangladeshi cricket, and has been a star for his national side for the past decade or so. He burst onto the scene with a legendary ODI debut against India, where he made an immediate impact by taking 5 wickets in his first match.
And that's close. He's got away. Mr. Rahman is on fire. Goodness.
And 6 in his second, a record-breaking start.
This has been a fairy tale evening. Just picked up his 6th wicket.
Since then, he has become a viral part of the Bangladesh national team. The left-arm medium pacer has been a revelation for the Tigers, and although the side hasn't been able to win any major trophies, the Fizz's capabilities are never in doubt. The 28-year-old has made it into the ICC Men's ODI Team of the Year on 3 different occasions: 2015, 2018, and 2021. He also made it into the ICC Men's T20I Team of the Year in 2021. Beyond his national team success, he's become an international icon with performances across multiple domestic T20 leagues, most notably the IPL.
Lovely ball. That's why he's so good at the end.
But what makes him particularly famous for death overs?
Mustafizur Rahman, what makes him so good?
I think he's so similar to Muralidharan as far as the wrist is concerned.
Mustafizur had already made a name for himself in the international arena before he became known for death over bowling. The flashes of brilliance were always there, but 3 matches between 2018 and 2019 truly cemented him as a death over maestro. The first match was in the 2018 Asia Cup against the mighty Pakistan. The Tigers set a low target of 239 against a very strong batting side that featured the likes of Babar Azam and Fakhar Zaman. It was not going to be easy keeping the side at bay. The Fizz understood the assignment and put in a fantastic performance, taking 4 wickets for 43 runs. He took 2 of those wickets in the death overs and bowled a maiden in the final over of the game, limiting Pakistan to 202 and leading his team to the final of the Asia Cup. Every Bangladesh fan remembers the traumatic finale against India. The second was ironically a match that Bangladesh lost, but it sure went close. The Tigers faced the Men in Blue in the 2019 ODI World Cup after losing to them in the aforementioned Asia Cup final. This was a legendary batting side featuring the likes of Rohit Sharma
hundred to savor.
and Virat Kohli. Yet the cutter master was seemingly unfazed
Now is it carried? I think it has.
as he took 5 wickets for 59 runs at an economy of just 5.9. reminding India that this was the same man who took 11 wickets in his debut series against them. 3 of those wickets came in the death overs.
Bowled this wonderful left-arm seamer from Bangladesh.
In the very last over of the game, he gave away just 3 runs, took 2 wickets himself, and saw to a run out.
Again, it's a tennis ball, and it could be run out here.
The final special death over for his nation from the pacer was against West India in the 2019 Tri-National Cups, where, funnily enough, he had a pretty poor game by his standards. He hadn't taken any wickets and was quite expensive with an economy of 10. However, in the final over of the game, when the Windies had 9 wickets in hand, he limited them to just 8 runs off the over. This is a marvelous statistic, considering the explosive batting power of Sunil Ambrose and Darren Bravo. Mustafizur may be a great death over bowler in international matches.
Another one falls, and the Fizz continues to do his own work.
But domestic T20s are where he truly earned his reputation as a death over specialist, particularly in the Indian Premier League. He has had several iconic games in the IPL, but 2 games stick out the most in terms of death overs. The first was during his stint at Sunrisers Hyderabad against Kings 11 Punjab, where he limited the Kings to 143 with his man-of-the-match performance. He picked up 2 wickets for just 9 runs. In the final over of the match, he gave away just 5 runs and even took a wicket. Captain David Warner led a fabulous chase, and the Sunrisers won by 5 wickets.
It's Sunrisers Hyderabad who win by 5 wickets.
The second was during his time with the Mumbai Indians, where he helped keep his former side, Sunrisers Hyderabad, to a low total of 118. The Fizz took just 1 wicket, but his low economy of 4.9 is what made him crucial for Mumbai's bowling attack. In the last over, Mustafizur conceded just 6 runs before bowling the Sunrisers all out. Unfortunately for Fizz, Rashid Khan had the game of his life on that night, with the figures 2 for 11. His brilliant bowling limited the Indians to just 87 runs before losing all wickets.
Yes! Safe catch! Back with the winning rhythm, the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
We know we've missed so many of his amazing death over performances throughout the years. He just does it year in and year out in the IPL.
Mustafizur Rahman.
He's even been doing it in the 2024 season. Punjab Kings Harshal Patel may have taken the most wickets in death overs with 16 to his name, but Mustafizur's 7 wickets for Chennai Super Kings are not any less impressive as the Cutter Master has played far fewer games. Even with the limited numbers of games, he has proven himself to be one of the most effective death over bowlers in the competition. He took 2 wickets in the very last over of the game in 2 different matches. One against Sunrisers Hyderabad and another against eventual champions Calcutta Knight Riders.
Another catch in the deep.
He even got a maiden in his last match for the Super Kings against Kings 11 Punjab, and we all know how rare maidens are in the T20 format. While it is difficult to say what exactly makes him so consistent, we can always make a few educated guesses. Our money is on 3 factors: his winning mentality, his skills as a bowler, and his overall experience over a long career. Mustafizur is a pillar for the Bangladeshi side, and he seldom lets them down. From a very young age, he was burdened with the responsibility of becoming his nation's bowling hero, and he almost always lives up to that massive expectation.
It's another one for the Fizz, 5 for against India, and now 5 for against Pakistan. 5.
With Bangladesh, he's used to being one of the underdogs, facing sides that have a stronger reputation and more established cricketers in their team. He's also been forced to defend very low totals in many scenarios.
Down for New Zealand.
These experiences have made him mentally strong. The Fizz is cool under pressure, and this shows in his bowling.
It's the final over of the power play.
We don't know where this calmness comes from. Perhaps it's the confidence he's gained after clutching matches for his national side on multiple occasions. Either way, this man clearly has a winner's attitude.
For a sight.
There is a serious argument that Mustafizur is Bangladeshi's best ever pace bowler. His bowling ability is of a level that cricketing world has never seen from the South Asian nation before. Fizz is a medium pace bowler, meaning his balls cap out at 140 km per hour, but the gentleman's game is never really all about pace. Even though he doesn't have the fastest deliveries, the way he's able to bring them down to 120 to 125 is where his skill lies.
57% of his wickets in ICC tournaments in the last 5 years have come from the slower ball.
His incredible control has made him adept at bowling.
Because when he was bowling at 140 and dropping it to 115, it was really good.
You guessed it, cutters. In modern cricket, he seriously has a shout for the king off the cutters. They're definitely one of his favorite tools in his arsenal, as his slower deliveries catch every batsman off. Speaking of catching batsmen off, his variation is also unpredictable. He can even put in a Yorker when needed. The batsmen are in constant fear as they never really know what to expect in the next delivery. On top of all that, his bowling action makes his balls difficult to read.
No timing there, there's another dot. Kings fans are loving this. A great over so far.
All of this and his ability to perform under pressure have allowed him to pick up crucial wickets and maintain a low economy in the last few overs of the game. Every team that he's played for greatly benefited from his skill.
That's spectacular! Mustafizur!
IPL legend Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has gone on record to say that his ability to play slower deliveries made him an important asset for the Sunrisers squad when they played together.
But आप मुस्तफिजुर को देखेंगे वो ऐसा बॉलर है जो यॉर्कर अच्छी मारता है जो स्लोअर अच्छी मारता है तो that's because of his action because उसका action बहुत different है सबसे.
Chennai Super Kings batting coach Mike Hussey called him highly effective and credited him with helping the team massively in every match he played. Last but not least, perhaps the biggest factor for him being this good today is that he's a seasoned veteran. Those who have been tracking the Tigers know that he's been the center of attention from a very young age and a cornerstone in Bangladesh's cricketing philosophy. He can even be called the main man in their bowling attack. And why not? He's an international cricketing icon with over 200 appearances and 315 wickets, making him the third highest wicket taker for his nation, behind the phenomenal Saqib Al Hasan and legendary pacer Mushraf bin Mortaza. He's even amassed a massive T20 career with over 200 appearances in domestic T20s in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and England, playing for multiple teams across these nations and proving his worth in each and every one of them. In his local BPL, he's the 5th highest wicket taker in the history of the tournament with 92 to his name. In IPL, his auction price went all the way up to 2.2 crores as he played under 4 different teams. He had 61 wickets in the tournament. He's also the only overseas player to win the Emerging Player Award.
The Emerging Player Award, Mustafizur Rahman.
He did so in the 2016 IPL for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Playing all these games has gotten him the experience needed to perform at the hardest moments of the game when it's the easiest to choke. Bangladesh is a relatively young cricketing nation with very few players that have earned international acclaim. There's obviously the ever-brilliant all-rounder legend Saqib Al Hasan, who any cricketing fan would recognize in a heartbeat. However, beyond that, very few cricketers are recognized globally. The Fizz changed that with his zippy bowling. Batsmen all across the globe are afraid of the slow death of Seth Kidder.
Wicket straight away, Mustafizur Rahman.
His ability to finish the last overs of a game in style, as well as put in clutch performances in every single format of the game, has made him one of the best pace bowlers of his generation.
With the fizz, and the arm speed is massive in it. Because he gets that wrist into such an awkward position, he's able to get drop and a little bit of perch.
The Cutter Master is making his country very proud by representing them at the highest level, and every single cricket fan hopes to see him continue this magic for a long, long time to come.